Hey everybody. So my name is Esther. If you're new to my page, I got diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease in February. And I want to talk today about what it's like to live with Parkinson's and what it feels like to be in my body. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving anyone any medical advice. And I know in Parkinson's, everybody's symptoms are different. This is my personal experience. So I had talked in previous videos about tremor. Everybody is obsessed with the tremor because that's the thing that you see that you know something's wrong with us. And I think people think, and I probably thought that myself before I got diagnosed, that the tremor is uncomfortable or painful in some way. For me, it's not. It's more of a nuisance and kind of just embarrassing, but it doesn't cause me any pain. If you look at my previous video from yesterday, I showed what my tremor looked like when I was unmedicated, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like medicated. So I took my carbidopa-levodopa about 2.5 hours ago, and I'll take a step back and I'll show you. So this is my hand now. So my tremor is pretty well controlled. Even though you don't see it shake, an interesting thing about it is it still feels like it wants to shake. It does tend to still kind of move, but it moves in a different way, not in a tremory way. I call it spider hand. It's like very like, ooh, like I'm like weaving a little web or something. But this is so indicative of how I feel in my body all the time now. I feel like I want to move. Like I feel like I need to move. Stillness is not a thing for me anymore. It, even with my leg, even though I mentioned like you can't see it tremor and it doesn't tremor that much, it feels like it wants to tremor. And that's how my hand felt before it ever started tremoring. What I've noticed with my leg, and this was true for my hand as well, is once you start having this feeling of what I describe as like muscle tightness that comes before the tremor, you can't really relax it uh, anymore without putting like thought into it. It just stays what I call activated. So my leg is like that all the time. It just feels really tight and tense in the muscle here and in my calf. And because of that, you use it differently or you use it less, right? So what I've noticed I've been doing with my legs especially is I put all the weight on this leg all the time, and this leg kind of kicks out because I want to try and relax it. It feels more comfortable like that. But I used to do that same kind of stuff with my hand in the beginning too. Like your body just naturally adapts and adjusts and is like, well, let's just not use that part. Let's use this other part. And that's really dangerous because that's when you start to get weakness in the different muscles from not using them. So you have to like force yourself to use it. I feel basically not ever comfortable in my body anymore. And that's a hard thing to say, but it's just true. Like even if I'm sitting, I can't find a comfortable position. When I'm standing, like I said, I'm constantly like shifting my weight, trying to make myself feel normal. What I notice with my leg is that this muscle right here in my groin hurts now because I am internally tensing it involuntarily most of the time now. I also mentioned the stiffness in my neck. The stiffness and muscle contraction I have in the base of my neck and in my shoulder was actually one of my very first symptoms all my life. I thought, oh, I'm just somebody that carries tension in their neck. That doesn't have anything to do with Parkinson's disease. Like, who would think something crazy like that? But I now know that it is a very common first symptom, that tension in your neck and your shoulder, especially in women. And it starts at the base of my neck, it goes down through my arm into my hip. And for me, I have these very painful sometimes spasms deep inside my body. Like I don't even know what muscle that is, but it's very like somebody has my gut inside and is like twisting it, and that's super painful. Fortunately, when that happens, it doesn't last, but it's like doubling over painful. And then again, I have pain in my hip here and here from the pulling of the muscle, which I assume is due to two things. One, this contraction in my calf that I've had for quite some time now. And then also the fact that one of my first symptoms was also the fact that my arm no longer swings when I walk, and it kind of tends to stay in a frozen state anyway. Even medicated, I have to intentionally make myself talk with both hands. This arm just kind of wants to like hang and chill out. But I'm sure that that is also kind of pulling on different muscles and giving me the pain and discomfort that I have in different areas. And because of the fact that my hand and my foot want to curl, that pulls on different things. So your body is in this constant state of like push and pull with your muscles that are contracting because of the disease. I would probably completely stop taking the medication for periods of time if I could, because as mentioned, it makes me super tired. But even with the tremor, and you'll see my natural state also is to stick my hand in my pocket and just hide it. And it's really funny how your brain and your body adapts to things. But anyway, I can't not take the medicine now because the medicine also relaxes all of this. It makes it a lot better. Sometimes even when I'm fully dosed up, like my arm will swing pretty normally and my walk will be a little bit more normal. um, but these are things that people would never notice about me because you can't see them. But these are the things that really affect my day-to-day life. I mean, just imagine laying in bed and never finding a comfortable position, just tossing and turning all night, or walking and never feeling like your your hip swing is like right. Like I always feel very like I'm walking now. It doesn't feel natural. It feels wrong. And I feel that when I write. I feel that when I do anything with my hands, when I chop onions, whatever. But I take a deep breath and I try and relax myself out of it as much as I can. The problem is this is a progressive disease, and as these things continue down my side, they will naturally migrate to the other side and other parts of my body. So these are just some of the things that people with Parkinson's deal with that you don't see. So just always remember the tremor is a tip of the iceberg. It's not the thing that's really giving us the most discomfort and pain. It's just the thing that's harder for people to see. So I hope this helps.